Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something powerful tonight. See, here talking about, I miss you. That's the go-to line. But let's be honest, words done got cheap. You can say, I miss you to 5 people in a day and not feel a single thing. But when you feel somebody, when you got that connection that touches your spirit, you don't got to say a thing. Your energy will talk for you. You ever notice how some folks say, I miss you, but it don't hit the same? That's because the words alone don't carry weight unless your energy matches what you're saying. See, real connection ain't about what you say. It's about that other person feels when you say it. You can text a man, I miss you 10 times. But if your tone flat, your vibe off, or your spirit distracted, he's just reading letters on a screen. No heartbeat behind it. But when your energy lines up with your message, baby, that man gone, feel it in his soul. You could say one word, and he'd know exactly what you mean because your energy did all the talking before your mouth even opened. When you really miss somebody, your whole presence changes. You smile different when you think about them. You sound softer when you say their name. Right there. That's the real I miss you. It's not just something you say, you radiate. Because energy don't lie. A person can hear your mood before you finish a sentence. They can feel your spirit before you walk in the room. And that's why energy speaks louder than words. Words are like perfume. They might smell nice, but energy is like your natural scent really are underneath all the spray. You can't fake it. You can't hide it. See, when a woman got that kind of energy, calm, confident, she don't have to announce she misses somebody. He feels it. He senses it. He might not even understand why he's thinking about her all of a sudden, but that's her energy pulling on his. That's vibration. Baby, you ever had somebody pop into your mind to out of nowhere? They text you right after. That ain't coincidence. That's energy doing what words can't. That's the universe responding to the vibe you send out. So when you talk to a man, it ain't about the words. It's about the delivery. You can whisper something simple, but if your tone dripping with emotion, if your laugh got that little sweetness in it, if your silence got that comfort, he gonna remember that. Men remember how you make them feel what you say. That's why you gotta make sure your words carry your truth. You can't be saying, I miss you, while your heart's screaming, I'm tired. That's mixed signals. You gotta mean what you feel and feel what you mean. When your energy matches your message, need fancy words. You can say, and he'll hear, I miss you. You can sigh, and he'll feel your heart. You can laugh, and he'll remember your touch. That's what I mean when I say energy speaks louder than words. It's not about the sentence, about the soul behind it. Let me tell you something about mystery, baby. Mystery is the secret sauce that keeps the fire burning. You start telling a man every single detail, explaining every thought, texting him all day long, and pretty soon he's not curious anymore. Gave him the whole story before he even asked for the first chapter. See, the truth is, crave what they can't quite figure out. Thus, that's what keeps them thinking about you when you're not around. That's what makes them replay the sound of your voice. The way you smiled, the look in your eyes. Mystery ain't about playing games. It's about holding something back so he's got a reason to lean in closer. When you leave a little space, a little silence, that man starts wondering. He starts filling in the blanks. He starts asking himself, what's she thinking? What's she doing? And that's where the power lies. Not in oversharing, in keeping him guessing just enough to make him chase the answer. When you give a man everything up front, he doesn't have to earn the deeper layers of who you are. But when you make him work to understand you, when you let him see pieces of you little by little, that's when he values what he's discovering. It's like opening a treasure chest. He got to dig for it. And when he finally gets it, it means something. See, mystery don't mean you act distant or cold. It means you protect your peace, your power, your personal space. It means you know when to talk and when to just be. A woman with mystery doesn't rush to fill every silence. Her quiet makes a man think harder. Her absence speaks just as loud as her presence. How you make him crave you, not by shouting your love, but by letting your calm pull him in. You ever seen how a song with a little pause makes you lean in to hear the next beat? That's what mystery does. It draws him in. It keeps him on his toes. Every man loves a woman who surprises him. Not because she's unpredictable, she's got depth. He feels like he'll never fully figure her out. And that's what keeps him hooked. When you hold a little mystery, you're saying, I know my worth. You don't get all the way just because you showed up. You're saying, you got to come correct if you want to know my mind, my dreams, my fire. That's attractive. That's powerful. So stop giving out the whole book. Start giving out chapters. Some of your energy tucked behind that smile. Let him earn the rest, because mystery is what makes a man lean in and say, there's something about her I just can't shake. Let me tell you something. Vibration is everything. It's the invisible language that speaks before your mouth even opens. You ever notice how somebody can walk into a room and instantly shift the whole atmosphere? That's vibration. You can't see it, but you can feel it. It's in their tone, their posture, their eyes, their confidence. When your energy vibrates on a higher level, people feel that. Especially a man, you don't even gotta say, miss you, or I want you. He'll feel that pull, that connection, that magnet that draws him right back to you without a single word. Because see, it's not the sentence that makes the difference, it's the frequency. It rides on. You can be saying the sweetest words, but if your tone is dull or insecure, they fall flat. But say one simple thing with the right vibrations in your chest and calm, in your spirit, it'll hit him straight in his soul. That's why some people talk all day and don't move you, while others can whisper one word and your heart skips a beat. That's vibration. You can't fake it, copy it. You have to be it. When your vibration is confident, loving, peaceful, it carries power. It tells the world, I know who I am and I know what to bring. You become magnetic. You start attracting everything that matches your energy. And when you're talking to a man, that's exactly what he responds to. Men don't fall for words. They fall for feeling. They fall for the tone in your laugh, the warmth in your voice, the little rhythm in the way you say their name. About perfection. It's about presence. When your vibration says, I'm real, I'm soft, strong, he can't resist that. That's why you got to protect your energy. Be walking around and expect to attract someone who's full of life. Be doubting yourself and think you'll vibrate confidence. You got to fill yourself up first. You got to feed your spirit, love yourself so deeply that it naturally flows through your voice, your smile, your silence. That's what makes people feel even when you're not there. And when your vibration right, chase, you attract. You don't beg, you inspire. You don't ask for attention, you command it without even trying. That's the power of vibration. When you speak, it's not the words that stick, it's the energy behind them. A man will forget what you said, but he'll never forget how your voice made him feel. He'll remember the calm, the sweetness, the emotion that wrapped around him. That's why vibration is everything. It's your true language, your invisible signature, your unspoken charm. When you get that right, baby, you don't need to say, he miss you. He'll already be missing your energy. You ever notice how some people can walk into a room and not say a word, yet everybody turns their head? That's when your energy speaks so loud that silence becomes your introduction. See, is something you can't buy, can't fake, rush. It's something that comes from knowing who you are. When you walk in calm, confident, comfortable in your own skin, people feel that. Especially a man. He don't need you to say, I miss you. He'll know it from the way You look at him. The way you breathe when he's near, the way your eyes light up when he walks in. That's real communication right there. Presence speaking louder than words ever could. When you've got that kind of presence, you don't need to over-explain. You don't need to fill the silence. Your energy fills the space for you. Your smile says, I'm good. Your posture says, I know what I bring. And your silence, that says, you better pay attention. Everything about me speaks. A woman who understands her presence doesn't have to perform. She just is. That her softness, her grace, her mystery, that's what keeps him thinking about her long after she's gone. Presence is power because it tells a man you're not desperate for attention. You command naturally. You can be sitting quiet, sipping your drink, and still have him. Wondering what's going on in your head, you can be across the room and have him feeling like he already knows your vibe. An energy that lingers. That stays in his memory long after the conversation ends. Because presence creates an experience, not just a moment. The way you breathe, the way you tilt your head, the way you pause before you answer. That's presence. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about being so sure that you don't have to force a thing. You know that just by being there, you add value to the space. You know that your energy is known. That's what makes a man crave you. You're not chasing his attention. You're giving him something rare. Peace, confidence, authenticity, all in one. Presence also comes from being centered. When you're grounded in who you are to control how others see you, you just show up. That kind of ease is magnetic, feels that calm, and it draws him closer because something the world doesn't give him often. Stillness that feels like home. Can men feel that without saying a word? That's when you become unforgettable. So remember, your words might grab attention, but your presence holds it. It's in your eyes, your breath, energy, all the things that can't be faked. And when you master that, baby, you don't got to tell him you miss him. Your presence will whisper it for you. Something about men, they don't respond to logic, they respond to feeling. You can talk a day long trying to explain what's on your mind, but if he don't feel it, he won't move. You can say 100 times, but if it don't come with emotion, tone, and warmth, noise. See, men are simple creatures, but they deep in ways they don't even understand. Isn't your words, it's your vibe. It's the way your voice softens when you talk to him, the way your laughter feels like comfort, the way you say his name like you mean it. That's what sticks to his spirit. Can hear 10 women say, I love you, but the one who makes him feel loved. That's the one he can't forget. You ever wonder why he remembers something small, the way you laugh at a joke or the way you sighed when you were tired? It's because that sound carried emotion. That's what sinks into his memory. Reason your way into a man's heart. You gotta touch it. When he feels safe, seen, and appreciated, he'll give you sides of himself he don't show nobody else. Because be convinced him he felt you. See, women got this gift, emotion naturally. When you let that flow in a soft, confident way, it melts a man's guard down faster than any speech could. But when you start over-explaining to prove a point, trying to make him understand, you lose the magic. Men don't fall for explanations. They fall for energy. You can't talk him into missing you, but you can make him miss you by how you make him feel when you're gone. He'll replay your tone, your warmth. It ain't always obvious. That peace you bring of thing haunts a man in the best way. Understand something. When a man connects to a feeling, that's when he commits. That's when he chases. That's when he starts thinking, I can't lose her. It's not the conversation that gets him there. It's the emotion behind it, obvious. When you speak from your heart instead of your head, when your tone carries honesty instead of strategy, difference. He don't need a speech. He needs a moment, that moment, when he feels your sincerity, your softness, your vibe, that's what moves him. So stop trying to explain yourself into his emotions, your feelings. Speak with your tone and let your energy do the work. When a man starts feeling you instead of just hearing you, you become unforgettable. He might not remember every word, but he'll remember how your voice made him feel like home. I say men don't respond to logic. They respond to feeling. And when you understand that, you stop chasing and start connecting. Now let me tell you something powerful. When you know how to control the mood, you control his mind. See, people don't understand this, but a connection ain't built through constant talking or explaining. It's built through the atmosphere you create, the tone, the pace, the rhythm. That's what sets the stage. You can say the most simple thing, but if you say it with that calm, slow, confident energy, sound like magic to him. You don't have to tell him, I miss you. All you got to do is let your voice drop low, let that pause hang in the air, let him feel the emotion behind it. That's when he starts leaning in. Catch every word like it's music. When you can control the mood, charge without ever raising your voice. It's about knowing when to speak, when to breathe, when to let silence do the talking. Men notice that. They might act tough, but they're sensitive to energy. You start talking soft and slow, Suddenly, he's not thinking about his phone or the game. He's thinking about you. That's the power of mood. You shift it, you guide it, and before he even realizes it, he's tuned into your frequency. You ever been around somebody who just makes you feel calm? The whole world slowed down when they spoke. That's the kind of presence that sticks. You don't have to do much. You just have to be intentional. Set the tone every time you talk. If you want him to feel close, make your voice sound like comfort. If you want him to feel desire, let your words roll slow. Let that warmth drip from your tone. A man remembers that. He'll replay it in his head to figure out why your voice felt like peace and fire at the same time. The mood also means not matching chaos. If he's upset, rise to meet that. You bring the calm. You become the peace he didn't know he needed. That's what makes you stand out. Because the world is noisy, but when he's with you, it feels quiet, balanced. That's what keeps him coming back. When you can guide the emotional temperature of a moment, power without ever demanding it. And here's the thing. When you know how to use mood, you create moments he can't forget. That laugh that lingers, that sigh that sends a chill, stillness that says more than words ever could. You don't have to tell him you care. In the way you slow the energy, in the way your presence softens the space around him. That's real attraction, not chasing, not pleading, just energy flowing. So naturally, he gets addicted to it. That's how you control the mood. And once you do that, baby, you don't need to say a word. He'll already be thinking about you long after the conversation ends.